It's Marvel Mayhem. Marvel Mayhem. Hello, welcome to Marvel Mayhem, the series where I, Adam, review every single movie or television show where a Marvel character appears, or rather, that's based on a Marvel character or property. And today we're going to talk about one of the first, which is a series of short films from 1944 that were produced by Republic Pictures. The series is 15 short chapters in black and white, of course. And when I say short, they were about 20 minutes. And I guess that they would have been shown in the movie theater before other films. So the series is based on the Timely Comics, now Marvel Comics character Captain America, of course. Although it's a very weird Captain America, which we'll talk about in a moment. Dick Purcell plays Captain America, and this role is rumored to have killed him because he had a weak heart and the performance was a strain. He died shortly after the filming wrapped. So Timely Comics were upset by this portrayal of Captain America because Steve Rogers isn't mentioned. There's no super soldier serum, and he uses a gun. And I was expecting him to be fighting Nazis because it's 1944 at the end of the Second World War, but there's no mention of the war during this. And it's believed by historians, film historians, that basically Republic Pictures had a different character in mind for this plot, and then they put Captain America in it because they got the rights to Captain America. But their excuse, Republic's excuse to Timely Comics about all of these differences between the comics and the serial was that, you only gave us so many pages, so we couldn't really understand the character very well. Which I just thought, like, you couldn't be bothered to go down to the store and pick up some Captain America comics. Like, I'm sure if you read one from the beginning to the end, you would have figured out that Steve Rogers is who this guy is and all about it. Because, those are the basic things about Captain America. Steve Rogers, super soldier serum, and he fights Nazis at this time. So that's what the general gist of the production is about. But what is it actually like? Should you watch it? I would say no. You don't need to watch it. It's interesting from a historical perspective, but apart from that, I don't think it's very good. The music is far too loud, and it doesn't match what's happening in the episodes. It's very dramatic all the time. The visual quality is also not great because I think due to the serial nature of this project, and because comic books were not respected at the time, no one really bothered to preserve it. And because, so the plot feels very, very pulpy. What I mean is, if you read Superman comics at the time, and probably Captain America comics as well, it's usually these kind of odd events that are all kind of strung together. So it feels very pulpy, like very kind of cheap plot. And it's basically about how there's this evil entity, and it's mind controlling. Well, it's controlled by this one guy, the villain, and he's mind controlling people. And in the episode that I watched, he actually gets them to commit suicide. So Captain America feels very grafted onto the plot because, as I said previously, they didn't really understand the character. So in this one, he's an attorney, and I didn't really get that he was Captain America because honestly, it was a bit boring and hard to follow because of the loud noise, I would say. One thing that is positive is I think that his suit looks really good in black and white. I'm not sure if it would look good in color. And actually, there wasn't any blue in the suit because it was gray, so that it would look better in film. But yeah, they did a good job designing the suit. There's no shield, which is also odd because that was part of Captain America's big thing at the time, and some aspects of his costume are changed, like he doesn't have the wings on his mask, but I think it looks good, but it's kind of weird to see him just randomly shoot some people. Like, why does he need a costume if he's shooting people? The fight scenes are not great. They're just him punching people with dramatic sound effects, and then the film being sped up to make it look like there was a lot of action. Yeah, it's, as I said, it's interesting from a historical perspective, but it's not good, I would say. I'd say it's like maybe 2 out of 10 if I was going to give it a rating. If you want a similar style of some property that's based on a comic book movie, or a comic book character rather, you can check out the 1950s Superman series, which came out obviously about 6 years later than this. And it's got the same sort of pulpy plots, but the acting is better, the production is better. It's much, much better. All right, so that has been the second ever episode of Marvel Mayhem. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've seen the Captain America serials and you like them, let me know. Also, if you like what I do, please give me a subscription, subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of April, and I believe we have around 850 right now. So those are your tasks. Let me know what you think about this episode, about Captain America serials generally, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.